New York and on the new Hot 97 app. Ebro in the morning.
T. Mills.
He's back.
The fashion icon.
Not even
The Drew League basketball coaching legend.
The head of the Kanye Defense Fund.
The
KDF.
Yeah,
You got
the
one?
I
KDF.
can cuss on here?
Yeah.
You got me fucked up.
Really?
Yeah.
You're not in the mode of that?
In the mode of what?
Of
Defending
Kanye
somebody?
defend-
I don't
yeah.
defend no man. Straight up. I defend myself.
All right.
But you
I
are.
give a perspective, but I ain't sitting here defending nobody.
Are you a Drew
Got it.
League? Are you a Drew League coaching a basketball Drew League or whatever I was saying legend?
I'm not a legend at the Drew, but I definitely play my part.
How many chips you got at Drew League now?
Just one.
Oh, just one.
This is my first one last year.
Wow.
Wow, I thought y'all won consecutive.
Nah, we lost this year.
Game was on your team.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
on my
no.
team.
Hold on. That was your coaching fiasco?
That has nothing to do. I can't control the next man. I can't control
What'd
if
you
he gonna
do?
slap
What'd
somebody.
you do when he wilded out when the fight happened, though?
I just sat there because I just know that my man must have said something in the game, and I just know the end results. And somebody
By the
say
way-
something he don't like,
We can't sleep on the vintage Public Enemy. Is that starter?
of course.
The vintage starter Public Enemy logo hat.
You've had
Fire.
that since probably '88.
No.
You found this vintage?
I found this adventure.
I was gonna say,
Tight.
didn't you have a curl? I see a little Jerry curl juice on the side. a little Jerry curl drippings.
I think the dude from Troop had this guy and sold it.
But no, so the Drew League, you've been involved. You used to play.
I never played in the Drew, but I've known of the Drew since I was a kid.
But no, your brother played.
Your brother was
My
a baller.
brother probably played at the Drew. I never even asked him if he played, but he probably did. Because the guy who started, his name is Dino Smiley. He knows my brother, so he might have played in it.
Got it.
Yeah.
And so, is it an honor for you now? I mean,
It
obviously,
is.
to
I've
go
been
and
a
help
part
those
of-
kids.
I've been a part of the Drew. Well, it's not, when you say those kids, it's not like it's the youth. These are cats that's actually either play in the NBA or they play overseas.
I thought some of them were on the come up too. Like y'all would
Some of them, there's a few cats that don't play anywhere, but their skill set is on
Right,
the level.
right.
So depending on who owns the team, they may make a team.
Got
and
it.
there's some cats that's overseas trying to make it to the NBA.
Got it.
So
I looked
how
at
do
them
you
as
guys
kids.
pick teams? Is it just like the homies, or can people audition for it? How does it work?
I mean, everybody's different because everybody owns a team.
It's
Okay.
like Rucker, right?
Okay.
It's pretty
Like
much
Rutgers,
yeah.
right?
Got you, got you.
So that
Okay.
team that I
Entertainers
coach,
Basketball Classic.
Say that-
It's EBC at the Rucker.
Yeah,
Entertainers
yeah.
Basketball Classic, where Hove will have a team. He
Exactly.
recruit
Fat
Joe,
Joe, yeah, yeah.
Jim Jones, Dipset.
Well,
had
you know, I
team.
coached at that.
Up at EBC.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so we had like 2005. We had the first time LA was ever represented at the Rutgers. So,
Really?
Yeah, I was the coach.
remember this.
It was Baron Davis's team.
Right.
And in our backcourt we had Baron Davis and Gilbert Arenas. So we played against Fat Joe in the championship and lost we were winning and lost at the with a couple of seconds left in the game.
It was an inside job. Feel like y'all was sure. You guys was visitors from out of town.
100%. We knew that's what was going down. And then we came back the following year because that following year they did a new thing where they had like a team from Boston, a team from
remember-
DC,
yeah,
blah,
yeah.
blah, blah. We came out, we won that.
Got it.
Yeah.
Was that what year did Kobe go up there?
Oh, I don't remember what year that was. Probably don't even give me the line.
Kobe was up there.
Kobe-
Kevin Durant's been through there.
Kevin
Same thing
Durant.
at the
Nobody
Drew League in
killed it like
LA
Kevin
too,
Durant.
right? A
Yeah.
lot of the guys
Kobe
come
played
through.
at the Drew. Kevin Durant played. We just recently lost to James Harden and the Houston Rockets at the Drew because he brought the Houston Rockets.
Well,
Brought
that'll
the
do
Houston-
it.
Yeah, I mean, come
When
on.
you bring the entire Houston Rockets, I
Yeah,
mean,
Kobe played in 2002.
2002.
2002, yeah.
So a lot of people don't know. We've had you on. I think this is what, the second time, third time.
Third time.
Is this a speed round?
No, why?
relative.
It seems very fast.
Well, yeah, it's a pack. This is a pack. It is a pack.
It's
day.
a packed day. I could tell.
It's a packed day.
It's
Why
our
you
packed week, basically. We're like every day we have
Every
a lot.
day
I'm
we
in
got
the
three.
speed round. Okay, go
Well, I
ahead.
think it's the mid. You're in town for the Fashion Week, right? You're in town
Of
for
course he
Fashion
is.
Week.
Yeah.
Look at this man.
You got the Von Dutch on. Is that old Von Dutch or new Von Dutch?
It's new samples.
Are you back with Von Dutch?
I just did a 1-year creative director role for them just
Back.
to revamp it and give it new silhouettes and just modernize it with a little vintage twist.
Oh, that's
People
tight.
that have it, the person that owns it, here's a funny thing. So a year ago, Kylie was wearing a bunch of Von Dutch stuff on Instagram. And I was like, man, it looks like the stuff I was making back in the day. And she had told me that she was getting it from, I think she got it from Chloe or whatever. Like they
Out
had
of the
something,
closet or
right?
something.
So I thought Von Dutch, when I saw that, was going to resurrect itself. Like you have somebody with that many followers wearing it, like that's a moment to seize.
Right, here we go.
And they did nothing with it. And then
Fumble.
They fumbled. Then one day I saw they had a Von Dutch store that just opened on Melrose. So I went in there, and when I went in there, the girl who worked the store was like, "Yo, aren't you guys messagable? I follow you." She's like, "The guy who owns the Von Dutch in America is here," and his name was Christian. And Christian Odaje is a person back in the day
That was
brought me in.
Christian Odaje was.
He was the designer of Von Dutch, and we left and we started Ed Hardy.
That's right.
So when this dude's name was Christian, and then he sat with me and was like, "Can you help me, blah, 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 I know who you are," I just looked at it as a sign. Like Von Dutch, 16 years later, Christian,
Right,
blah,
right,
blah.
right.
I was like, I got to do it. So I just said, let's rock.
And so, how will we know when? Will you be? Will Von Dutch be everywhere now, or is it just in its stores?
Well, they have their flagship store, but they're selling right now. The collection's already done, so they're already in the selling process now to retailers.
And how's it doing? How are your silhouettes doing? Did you sprinkle them with some of the
I just did
the
too.
T Mills gifts?
100%. Otherwise, why would I be a part of it?
I mean, you might have just took the bag and you know what I mean.
Nah, that's not my soul, brother. Maybe you do that.
Wow. Came right for your neck.
Right? Got to this speed round.
It's me. Now, what's the
By the way, I love that T-shirt, bro.
Yeah, this is Tyler's. I went to Tyler's store in L.A.
Tyler,
This is
the creator?
Golf Wayne.
That's right.
This is Golf.
Fire. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I got to go get one of those.
Yeah. They had a
love
few
that.
pieces in there that made sense for me.
That's right.
And I had never, went to his store before, so I just wanted to go see what it was all
fire.
about.
I
It was
love
dope.
that shit.
In the fashion world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Laura, you're in the streetwear more than I just claimed. I buy some Supreme, but I'm not in it like that, right? I buy some pieces.
Okay.
I support people I know.
Mm-hmm.
But Laura, you've been to some fashion shows. I'm not a big Fashion Week fashion show person, but
I'm not huge either.
you're not
but
huge
I go
either.
support.
You
Yeah.
go support. What are we looking at in the Fashion Week thing? Like, what's the big story other than Virgil and the Louis Vuitton stuff? And
I mean, when you come out here, you just really just coming to see shows with brands you respect or you have relationships with. I haven't been to any shows, actually.
Damn.
Not that I don't respect anybody. It's just I haven't been to any show. I'm actually out here networking. And I had like Don C had something last night with Converse, so I supported that because that's my brother. Jerry with Fear of God is doing something today. I'm going to go support that because that's my brother. Other than that, I'm cooling till my birthday.
have you seen what's happening with the Colin Kaepernick storyline? Colin Kaepernick?
Who's that?
You don't know Colin Kaepernick?
No, never
The football player?
Never heard of him. Just kidding.
Trolling me.
I know that's
Yo,
your
why was
brother.
that a troll?
Why you trolling, man?
Because I met 6ix9ine the other day, so I'm just trolling.
It's rubbing off.
Oh, it's rubbing off. It's rubbing off. You gotta get more
I got
like
beef for you.
Skittles in your teeth or something and put some clown hair on. Did I hear rumors that Jerry Lorenzo, Fear of God, is working with Nike and might be
He is.
participating in this Colin Kaepernick clothing line coming out. Have you heard anything about that?
No, but that's a bar. I'm going to ask him today. That'd be fire.
What?
That'd be amazing.
That's incredible.
That'd be amazing.
I didn't even hear about that. That sounds amazing.
That's a rumor I
You
heard.
know, Ebro, he be out there, he
On the low.
he let me get that info. If y'all can't see me right now, but that means he be hitting cats' pockets off of that info.
Damn, wow, you just really gonna get up in here and lie. So let's get to it. Let's talk about your man Kanye
I knew
West
that
being
was
an
coming.
asshole since you want to keep going.
Okay.
So people always say, how come somebody close to Kanye West isn't intervening or directing
yeah, I'm
or
so glad you did that
whatever?
segue.
We know you to be close to Kanye West, and I'm sure, and I know that you've had convos with him, but I'll let you explain.
Well, I'm gonna turn this towards this young lady who I have much respect for. She said something in a past interview about Kanye having yes people around him.
Yes.
And I took offense to that because I'm around him and I don't kiss nobody's ass.
And the reason I said that is because we've had plenty of people in here who have admitted to being like, that's not my place, so I'm not going to say anything. And in my head, I'm like, if that's your friend, why wouldn't you not be scared and say something?
Here's the thing. That's that individual. And just because I have a problem with somebody from a certain community, I don't box everybody in. So everybody's different. And I'm going to be honest with you. Most people I know that's around him on a daily do speak up. But that man's gonna do. I could sit here all day and tell Ebro blah blah blah, but I can't force him to listen to me. And with Ye's his own man. He wants the information, but what he does with it is up to him. I'm not gonna force no man to do anything.
But you would agree. And I'm sure Laura, when she brought that up, wasn't thinking of you specifically. That there are, like, for example, artists who they may feel different than Kanye, but they need things from Kanye.
Yeah.
You're different. You don't need
And
Kanye.
honestly, that's mostly
Yeah.
what I was referring to.
Yeah, yeah.
Because hearing people say it, I'm like,
I mean, I would never say that. Listen, if somebody comes out and says like, yo, I don't feel right, then you shouldn't be around me. I need somebody to keep me in. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm around you and we're around each other, we should sharpen each other and keep each other on point.
So are you surprised that in what I've been calling the Make Kanye Okay Again tour?
No, it's called Cleaning Up with Kanye.
Sorry, the
It's a new
show, the reality
New
show, Cleaning Up with Kanye, where he went to Chicago and did radio and met with people. The one thing that a lot of people, I guess, have been surprised / disappointed by is that what he has not amended is feelings on Trump. I mean, he really does. This seems to be really how he feels. Like, he is a Donald Trump guy. Did that surprise you?
Well, he did say he don't believe in the politics side of him. You know what I mean? You know what, man? It's like, honestly, the younger version of me would have cared because I would have been stuck in a certain space. But where I'm at this stage in my life, the man likes who he likes, and he's not hurting nobody from liking that. Because no man, no matter what they like or dislike, is going to dictate where I go in life. So it doesn't, for me.
I think when you say hurting, I think that's the piece that I think when I see people talking about the Kanye West and the MAGA hat and the thing, there are people that were hurt by that, not physically harmed, but emotionally harmed by that.
Yeah.
There are people that, when the 400 years of slave and then he cleaned it up on Twitter, was like, that's not what I meant mental slavery. There are people who missed that message, right? And were hurt by just the headline, right? And I hear us constantly having this conversation where we would like to have higher expectation of an individual to do the research, to follow the details, to know the nuances, to be able to see above, to think broader, right? As you are oftentimes on your social media, you oftentimes talk about reprogramming and deprogramming specifically away from these boundaries and these boxes and these things that hold us in certain places.
Right.
But I think when I speak of Kanye, and how people have seen it and how I've seen it, is people look to him for a certain type of leadership that maybe they were at fault for looking to him for that, right? And looking for that in a human being instead of looking for that in themselves and looking for that in the universe around them, right?
Right.
But that's not their programming. And so now they are hurt by his. And these are people who feel like, yo, man, I believed in you. I supported you. I supported you with my money. And you're going to say that about our culture or our community. And I think that it did hurt people.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you can allow words to affect you. That's a choice. You know, and some people don't have the information. Some people don't have the surroundings to, probably keep them on a certain track. But at the end of the day, they're words. You know what I mean? And that's how I choose to look at it. And, Kanye is not the greatest speaker when it comes to certain things. You know what I mean? That's obvious, and he'll admit that. But, I think us as individuals, we need to stop putting so much power on the next person, like you were saying, and put it in ourselves. Or like when I was growing up, like my role models, they were masterful speakers. But, a lot of people I grew up with, their role models was their parents or their big brothers. It's like we because someone has fame, we want to give them so much power and think they should have all the information and say all the right things. And then you're not human. You know what I mean? People going to make mistakes. And if that man is saying things you don't like, it doesn't make him a bad person. It's just y'all not on the same wavelength when it comes to that. Why don't follow him for that? Follow him for this. But you can't just destroy a man's life because he's saying something you don't agree with.
Yeah, I agree with you. I wouldn't say destroy a man's life, but it's just
people want to do that. People want to shit on him. People want to, constantly talk about him and say he must be crazy or this and that and da-da-da. But we have to be mindful when we speaking to someone else. If If this person is saying something we don't like or wearing a hat that represents something we don't follow or respect, and then we come and speak about that person in the same manner or in a different way, but in the sense of downplaying that person, we're no different.
Well, I don't understand that part.
Meaning, like, if you sit on here or any outlet and you're talking about somebody or calling them crazy or clowning them, that's what service are you doing? What example
Should we not critique people?
No, but there's a way to do it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you don't have to be just blatantly disrespectful.
But a lot of people are. And to me, you're no different then.
Yeah,
I'm not saying you.
No, and I'm just trying to decide whether
I'm disrespectful.
No, I think you've been fair. I think you've been pretty fair to
But
Kanye.
I've been fair with Kanye. I mean, there's things that I absolutely will not tolerate, and because I have a I have a job that pays me for my opinion. I vocalize my opinion and my perspective.
Right, but what are we teaching the youth?
I believe that what I'm teaching them is to be vocal about your opinion.
Yeah, but you should be vocal about it in a respectful way.
But I think is there, because I don't know about anyone specifically. I'm sure there are people on Twitter being completely disrespectful, but like,
I mean, the internet world is disrespectful, period.
But people but his fans think we're disrespectful because we talk about it.
But just because what I'm saying is, in this room, we're all adults, right? And for me, the way
most of the time,
yeah, for the most part,
from what I see, we're adults in here, and the way I speak to people is the same way I would speak to my mother or my father. There's no difference to me. I don't care how long you've been on this planet, how long you have not been on this planet. At the end of the day, we all should demand respect, no matter what's being said. Unless you put your hands on me, I'm going to respect you. I'm going to walk away from you. But I'm not going to have a platform and be like, yo, did you hear what blah, blah, blah said? He's a cornball. What's wrong with this food? To me, the narrative you're sending out to the youth is it's cool to disrespect somebody that you don't agree with.
Yeah, I think it's ideally the idea of just sitting there and name calling is certainly not helpful at all.
I mean, I think that's why God didn't have me I think there's a reason why I'm not as famous as some people, or I'm not an artist, because that wouldn't be going down with me. I'll be up at your radio station quick. Not to put hands on.
Some people will come up. Some people will come.
They should. I'll be sitting right here with you. And we go bar for. Yeah, I wish.
Let's go.
Yeah, but
I'm here for it.
Nah, you ain't.
What? Since when?
Nah, there's levels to it though.
Since when?
You ain't here for all of it.
For which
you
one?
You shouldn't want to be.
Which one? What you talking about? Physical?
Some people take it there.
Some people could take it there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not a gun-toting dude, so I'm not going to go to that. But when it comes to these hands, I'm good with my hands. We could do it if that's what you want to take.
What about the knees, though? What about the knees?
My knee game, my left one bad. Right knee,
I get my right knee up.
I get my right knee up still. No, but I'm just saying, so as you pointed out, some people do want to take it beyond verbal.
Yeah.
Right?
But why should it even have to go? Why, for me, it's like...
I'm not going to have a public platform.
Right.
Okay, me. Mm-hmm. This is me. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to have a public platform.
Right.
See someone else have a public platform. Mm-hmm. They do something that I vehemently disagree with, right? And me not say something.
I'm never saying don't address it.
And I'm also, if I feel like you've disrespected something that I care about, I'm going to meet you with the same vitriol that you met that thing that I feel like you disrespected.
Eye for an eye don't take you nowhere, bro.
I do agree with that. Him and I disagree with that a lot. I
don't take you nowhere. We're evolving to be. We're put on this planet to be masters. We are masters. We came on this earth as a master. And the thing that I discovered in life is we're not here to find ourselves. We're here to be who we are, and who we are is masters. So eye for an eye is not a master's thought process.
I'm not necessarily eye for an eye.
That's
I
what
just
you
said
just
I'm going to
though.
meet you. I'm going to meet you.
That's eye for an eye.
Yeah, but if somebody's putting out a certain type of energy that makes you feel a certain way, you should be able to
a 20-something-year-old up-and-coming rapper yesterday, last week, told that he wanted to have my mom have his dick sucked with my mom's lips.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, that was then your friend Kanye was hanging out with him all weekend.
Your friend Kanye's hanging out with him. You just said you was hanging out with him. Now, did I go back at him and say that I wanted to do the same thing with his mom? No, I just let him know that my mom was no longer here and she likes black dudes. Clearly, she don't like fat Mexican dudes.
Okay.
But
Skinny
the reason
fat.
you're upset is because you're just a trendy run-of-the-mill rapper. If you were smart, you would know the reason I don't like you is because you're not quality. Now, I didn't meet him with the same vitriol, but I met him. Yeah, he put up a video, I put up a video. He said he wanted to do something physical to me. Did I say I want to do something physical to him? No, but I'll meet you there.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I could break that down in so many ways.
Of course you
your
can.
Please feel free to break it down. I'm here.
I just don't think it's a masterful response.
What would be the master response?
What, to remind him the reason why he's upset is because he's not quality?
Yeah, I don't think that's.
So what should he do though? I pushed Ebro to try to meet. I was on the let's make it cool side, and then when he said something about Ebro's mom, I said at this point I don't know where we go with this.
I mean, listen, bro. At the end of the day, that's a young man who's lost. You don't know what he's going through. The kid is obviously seeking attention.
He keeps getting encouraged, though, because people like Kanye and Nicki want to stand next to him because everyone's trying to suck up the followers. 'Cause let's be honest, Kanye's frigid out here. Kanye's fucking cold and wants to stand next to Tekashi. He's cold, bro. Doesn't have a song on the radio.
It doesn't matter.
And Drake just did 9 nights at the Garden. So now Kanye's out here trying to make up with Drake, stand next to Tekashi because it's an ice storm. Winter is coming. It already came. The snow is raining down.
Nah, let him because
It bothers me. Why is he standing next to him then? Why are people encouraging the bullshit?
Let me ask you something. Why are you that weak of a soul that you allow somebody else's life to bother yours?
Because this is my life.
No.
This is it.
What
This is it.
What someone else does doesn't determine how you function.
Not how I function, but it's what I care about. It's what I'm passionate about.
It doesn't matter. Listen.
I'm not gonna let certain things go unchecked. That's just not. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, but who are you to listen, man?
I'm
But
me.
what is
me.
he supposed to do though? What like?
Well,
No,
you
even
said-
outside of that,
like, what are
I'm
you
me,
supposed to
bro.
do?
I'm me.
You're supposed to be you.
I'm me,
But
and
listen,
I've been given a tool to make sure that the thing that I care about, which is hip hop, has some checks and balances in it. And the day that I'm gone, it'll be handed over to someone else. And I hope they care enough about the shit that raised us and the care that went into making sure that not only did we have balanced voices, right? Because we've had shenanigans in hip hop forever, but we've had balance, right? But also the musicianship and the artistry is something that's cared for. That's something that I care about. And that when I see something that's being perpetuated by a machine, call it out. Because if perpetuating certain behavior is gone unchecked, I feel like that's dangerous.
Okay.
That's all.
But again, I think you're just missing the narrative of what I'm saying. I didn't say you shouldn't address something. Never said that, right? I'm saying the choice of words that you're using to address something is not masterful on the level of where I see you at, or you. That's just me. I you know what I mean? Because for me, like,
we take it too personally.
The old me would have sat in here and been like, "Yo, nigga, who you talking? You ain't talking about my homeboy like that, nigga. Fuck wrong with you, cuz?" That's the old me. But the evolved me would be like, yo, why I gotta let someone words affect? That's how he feels about Ye, cool. But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna sit here and talk down to someone because I don't agree with them. At the end of the day, I would sit here and be like, yo, you on my mom, like, listen, bro, you obviously going through something, young man. And
Well, I did that.
No, but here's
He did say that. He did say that.
But you could say that, but then you go off somewhere else and say, yo, but your quality, then it's like it just overshadows what you said before that. Because then you stooping down to his level.
Well, no, the quality's bad. It's not good.
Yeah, but who are you to judge and say that?
I mean,
That's
he is
that.
hired to judge, though. I mean, he is literally. We
I
did.
mean,
No, you
bro.
shouldn't be here to judge. You should be here to guide.
I'm me.
I
When-
agree. There's
be the
a
guy.
balance. There's a people
I'm saying
both.
because you're
No, I've
because
offered some early. I offered critique.
Right, you
then
did
it
that,
got
right?
disrespectful, and then I was like, oh, okay, so you're not actually paying attention. Even down to the point of even you being disrespectful, and I want to move on from Tekashi. I still was gonna put you on Summer Jam, but you still didn't even know how to behave when I was trying to help you.
So move on. Don't address
No, I
it.
did, and then
And then
he was talking about he was gonna battle a battle rapper, and I was like, yeah, nah, you're not battling a battle. Stop. Now you just talking. We're not doing. Come on, fam.
I just think
Come on, you just talking because you got
there's
lips.
narratives of how y'all go about certain things to just a lot of people, and it just doesn't push the culture forward. It doesn't teach the youth to think before they react. I just think there's a lot of narrative that needs to change in the culture in general.
I think that's probably reasonable.
That's just my opinion. Because at the end of the day, the talking and calling somebody it's a cold winter and Drake did 9s, who cares? At the end of the day, Ye is going to live. He has a family, he has kids. And, you know, his daughters one day is going to hear certain things like, yo, why are you talking about my daddy like? Why are you downplaying my father
Well,
like
he
that?
should be
But
concerned about that
but-
song he put out with Lil Pump.
Yeah,
But
that's
why?
he's
But
worried
what's
about
wrong?
that.
But let me ask you this. What's wrong with him going to meet with 6ix9ine or going to do a song with Pump if that's what he wants
No,
to do?
I was talking about the topic in the song. If he's concerned about his children, what they're going to hear later on. If that's really a concern, the topic in the Lil Pump song should probably be some of his concern.
Okay. And I
If
can't say,
we're
and
saying that he's really concerned
and I
about
can't
that.
say you're wrong for that.
Yeah, if he's really
I
concerned.
can't say you're wrong for that. He has to live with that. For sure, I can't say he's wrong. But what's wrong with him going to meet with 6ix9ine? Y'all addressed it though.
Yeah,
you mentioned it.
I think it just came off to me as,
But
what are you
that's your
doing?
opinion. But you say it like it's a fact. You're like, yo, Kanye went over it because, and it's like, how do you know?
Because why else would someone stand
But how
next
do
to
you
that?
know?
The man perpetuates
That'd
violence,
be like, why
doesn't make good
why
music.
am I here interviewing with or talking to people that disrespects my homeboy? That's one of my closest friends. Not because I don't think you're really a disrespectful person.
I'm not calling him out his name, but I'm upset with the guy, man. Like, you might think it's silly that I'm upset.
No, I don't
but
think
I
it's
am.
silly.
And
Listen,
I
that's
understand
you.
I speak rashly sometimes and get angry. I thought the apology to Drake was weak. I don't think you had a time to apologize. It was wide open. We knew Drake was hurt. He made it very clear he was hurt. No one said a word about it. Drake had been there working with that man.
He made a song called "I'm Upset."
That's how
He had a
upset he
song
was.
about
He had
it.
to name a song after the word upset. And now he waited. And listen, you're probably right, T. Mills. I don't think everything I'm saying is necessarily productive.
I'm gonna say this though: if we're not passionate about the things being created in our culture, as people who are editorializing, if we're not passionate about the nuances, the music, the this, the that, then who gives a fuck overall? You know what I'm saying? Then it's
And why
all
are we
muted.
here?
And why are we here?
Again, you're not addressing the narrative that I'm sticking to. No one's saying don't care, don't
You're just
address.
saying handle it in a different way.
I'm just saying the delivery and what you, because for me, it's about what you teaching the youth and how they should react to things. That's what I care about. Because there's a lot of kids out here right now committing suicide, ODing because they don't have no OGs talking to them. Like
Now,
I was just telling
I
this
will
young
say
kid,
this.
I was
For the
telling,
past
let me say
6
this.
years,
Let me
bro,
say this. Let me
we've
hold
been on
let me-
this radio talking about these pills.
Yeah,
We've been
but-
talking about this lean for the. You could go back to French Montana interviews, Schoolboy Q interviews, Mac Miller interviews. We've been on this box for years. Yo, I didn't play Future's record in the morning show. I don't even know if me and him is cool anymore. I'm not playing your Percocet Molly song at 8 o'clock in the morning. I did that, right? You know, there's songs we've edited trying to change that, right? So when there's bullshit happening, we call bullshit, man. I'm not gonna exist in a space where I don't call bullshit. That's just not who I am.
Again, you're missing the narrative, brother. But it's cool. You stuck in that zone. You
No, I get what you're saying. Be more masterful and
Of
careful
course,
with
man.
your
We gotta
speak and all that.
evolve, bro.
Sometimes you gotta be like, nah,
no,
fuck
you
that.
don't,
This
man.
is trash.
Well, listen, I don't agree with that, bro. My role models and the cats that I studied ain't falling for that. So I don't agree with that. But I'm not gonna sit here and disrespect you for the way you think. I'm just gonna say I don't agree. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, what I was saying is that these young kids don't have OGs. Because I was just telling this young lady yesterday who was talking about how she wants to end her life. And I'm telling her, I said, the difference is when I was coming up, we had OGs in our life that would pull us to the side physically and talk to us. Or like I even gave her a music reference. Like Michael Jackson was raised by a master, Quincy Jones. That's why he created Thriller. Fast forward, you have this generation being produced by kids. So it's a student teaching a student.
I agree. That's 100% accurate.
You know what I mean? So for me, it's the same way it trickles in life. And these kids are surrounded by kids, so they don't have no OGs other than you talking on a radio station. That's a part of your job and saying that. I commend you for that. But who's really, as OGs, going to grab these kids? Because you know what we doing? We shitting on the kids when they say things we don't agree with because they're lost. Because 6ix9ine disrespecting your mother, but he's obviously telling you without telling you, I need help.
But just for the record, T, for behind the scenes, for example, I saw 6ix9ine and I did tell him, yo, it's not that deep. We should make this work. We want to see you win. You're from New York.
And what did you say when you said that?
Yo, but I'm not saying he was against it.
But in his energy was definitely way different.
Way
right?
different.
So when I met
It was
him,
different.
When I met him, right, when Ye was like, yo, come meet me, bro, and he's with this dude, and I go meet him, the kid was warm, embraced me as soon as I walked in. I'm like, dang.
No, everybody says he's a nice guy.
He is a
He
nice,
was so
in real life,
he was
he's
so respectful. I'm like,
Respectful, nice
But what
guy.
it tells me is this young man is hurting.
you're absolutely right about that.
Or
No,
being
it's no
paid, or being paid to
Nah,
manipulate something in public, and people are
nah,
promoting that and paying him for that.
Nah.
You sure?
I'm not rolling with that, bro.
Because he does have a lot of backing behind the scenes.
I'm not rolling with that, bro. I see a young kid who's hurting. Because I'm telling you, bro, when I told y'all my story, I was that kid in so many ways where I lashed out. And if you said, like I said, the old me would have been in here on your neck.
I know, T. I'm sorry.
No, for real.
No, but for real,
but it ain't because of anything. It's because Tracey was in pain, and my outlet was to just instead of saying, "Yo, man, can you help me, bro?" I'm like, I want to kill myself. I didn't want to tell nobody because first and foremost, you're embarrassed. For some reason, you're embarrassed.
The pain embarrasses you.
Embarrassing. Let me tell you this before we go. I had a friend hit me up the other day. I'm in a car with some people, and I get a call, and I just told my friend, I said, man, I hate when I don't know a number that's calling me. So I picked up, and it's a dude I've known since I was a kid, right? And he got on, he's like, yo. He was like, man, I got to get my followers up. He's a comedian. He's like, man, your daddy didn't beat you. Like, he said, so what he beat you with extension cord? You was bad. You was stealing cars. He's like, you ain't ever go to no gym with no gun. And I said, yo, bro, have you ever been to my house? No. I said, were you at the gym with me that day? No. Were you in the house when my dad was whooping my ass and tell me the level of the ass whooping I was taking? No. But because you knew me because we hooped and your brother played ball with my brother, you think you know my life? You weren't there, bruh. You ain't never been to my crib. But people judge because he assumed because every time he saw me was on the hoop court and we laugh and we talk shit that he knew my life. You can't assume because I wasn't the nigga that was going to the park saying, yo, my dad is destroying me in the house, man. I want to kill myself. Can you help me? Because it's embarrassing. So you don't know what these kids, to me, these kids is in pain, man. These kids is in pain, and they tell us in so many ways, and we ain't paying attention, and we the OGs, and we shitting on them. Yo, your quality music is whack. And it's like, yo, I look at you as someone that I really respect. That's why every time I come in your city, I hit you, because I respect you. And I just don't think that's how we should be talking to them. I think when we drop to that level, then they stay where they at. And if you do give them the bars and they ain't listening, then you got to say, all right, it's only so much I can do. You ain't hear me, and then remove yourself. And then when they keep wilding out, you ignore them. You don't give them no power. Because the more you talk shit to them, the more they last. The more they bullshit keeps going. You're fueling.
That's fact.
No,
you know
what
I mean?
And can I ask you a question, T? How do you suggest with relation to that, we view as someone who's not a kid, but like I view as someone like Kanye, who I admire, but who feels like he's perpetually disappointing me. What do you, in our role, how would you handle something like that?
Bro, I disappoint Ye. He disappoints me. We're evolving every day. But let me tell you this. People evolve. I know young people who are more experienced in certain lanes in life than I am at my age because that's the path they walk. The path, and I told y'all last time, the path that Kanye has walked, he's not a masterful speaker. But what I will say is, I'm not going to try to talk for him, but what I will say as someone that's super close to him is that he wants the information. He wants to be a better speaker. He really cares about people. I had these conversations with him. When he breaks down and said the thing about Don and Sarkar, that's because he hasn't dealt with that situation. And he let it be known right there. Don didn't even know that he felt that way. He's the Truman Show. He's living this lane of his life in front of the world. And he may crash a lot because he don't know how to drive yet.
That's why he should name it Cleaning Up with Kanye. I'm telling you.
The show.
Cleaning Up with Kanye.
But it is Truman Show's an interesting way to think about it.
His whole life is in front of the world. So
I mean, he really, and I still, he chose part of it, right? I mean, the life, the marriage he chose, all that stuff was part of it.
It's a part of it, and that's a part of his journey. But for us, if we really care about people, we care about the community, or we care about the culture, or whatever we say we care about, instead of shitting on people that plays a huge part in that community that we care about, we should be trying to sit with them or a better message to them instead of shitting on them. Because then what you do is you end up taking that person that's trying to evolve, you take them off course by shitting on them because now they got to defend, and then that course that they're on, they're off course because now they over here trying to defend themselves, and it's like they're off their journey. And for me, I'm just very passionate about how we talk to each other, with no matter the age, because everybody walks a different path, and people. Again, this man is in his 40s, and he's not a masterful speaker yet. Tupac died at 25 and was a way more masterful speaker. But that was the life and the journey he was on.
And still had his emotional swing.
Still had his
he had other ways in which he was flawed.
He had other ways where he was a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
You feel me? But that was just the path he was on. So I'm just saying, like, man, for me, it just bothers me. And it's not you. It's just in general. I just be looking all the time.
I lose my patience, man.
Yeah, but you're too masterful for that,
I
bro.
lose my patience,
That's
man.
an excuse.
I'm here to tell you, I'm around
That's
him all
an
the time.
excuse.
Not masterful. You're completely wrong. Yo, T, thank you for coming and engaging with us. Though. I
Yo, T
appreciate it.
Mills, look for the Von Dutch. There's something else we supposed to be looking for. Are we allowed to talk about the other thing?
Yeah, that was the outlet. So it was this office space that I was getting that I said I was texting you about that I want to. It's the old Von Dutch store where I started, and
In Los Angeles.
in
though.
Los Angeles on Melrose, and because I'm doing the collab with them, right? The space that I started my career at also is available on Melrose, and I'm getting that space. And upstairs is 3,000 square feet, and I want to have it as an outlet. I want to call it the outlet, and I want to get all the young kids with a perspective, with a voice, or that want to have a voice in fashion to be able to. It's a filtering process. You can't just come up and work.
Yeah, you gotta be
But
at a
I want
certain
these
level.
kids to be able to go through this filtering process to come upstairs and be able to work on Visitor on Earth, and then these set of kids work on Russell Athletic Collab, and then you work on the Von Dutch, and you work on the PacSun deal that I have.
That's
Ebro's
a
perfect
big
for PacSun,
opportunity.
actually.
He
I
loved
just
that.
bought that Essentials.
Listen, he
That
loved
Fear of God Essentials they threw up on PacSun. I snatched that.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it.
He
So
told
how can young students get involved or get more information?
Yeah, I'm in the process now of working about how to get it out there to them to know that this is available soon, and then it's
Can
still
we
a work in-
duplicate that process in New York?
I want to be the blueprint to where it's across the planet, to where the kids can just, have somewhere to go and not be in these streets and be able to have somewhere to plug into. And
Well, I think the most important piece is this experience you get to add to your resume.
Yeah.
If the fashion thing is where your path is, right? I think that's
Yeah.
the ultimate goal in this, right? Is if me as a young person and design of some sort is my path, whether that's graphic through fashion,
Right.
whatever. If I'm involved in the outlet, I get to now add that to my resume that
you get to add that to your resume. And if you have, because you can say, through this space, I worked on these collections, and you get to evolve. You get to learn more about the game.
and you have a point of reference now. People call for your reference and all
if you
that.
have a great idea for a brand, we could help you if you so choose to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we could come in, I have investors where they can invest in your brand, and by the time you start your brand, you're very educated. And I want these kids to be educated on contracts. You know what I mean? So this space, I just want to teach them all the things that I learned, and I want them to learn it 20 years earlier. I want them to be way better than me.
His name is T Mills. He is he a
I
friend
don't know.
of the show now?
Oh yeah, he's what? He's definitely you sometimes unfairly throw out friend of the show. 3-timer in the last year, friend of the show for sure.
And straight commentary, right?
Well,
like
it's
it's
more
not
like-
like he's a mainstream
I would make
marquee.
him. I'd consider making him a guru at some point.
You think he's guru?
I think he could be a relationship guru.
I appreciate that, brother.
Sure, make your day. Thanks, T Mills.
I
T
love
Mills
y'all.
one time. Yeah.